What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Wes Gardner, Kami the Hobo, coming back at you again with a brand new, fresh pickups video, included brand new beer that we're going for. Some seasonal summer honey hard cider. It's good stuff. But we got a little bit of everything. We got some import games. We got a new system, 2 classics, a great magazine, and then something way out of left field. What could it be? Let's take a look. Alright, so to get started, let's go with the wacky thing first. I won't keep you guys in suspense. Let's take a look. We grabbed this. It's something we haven't even opened yet, but I'm excited about digging into it. I have a 5-year-old daughter. Me, my wife, and my daughter could maybe try some Star Wars Operation. You gotta repair BB-8. Look at that. All the fun stuff. Ooh, it's real shiny. Collect the most droid parts without getting buzzed to win. Just cool stuff, man. Like, that's just funny. It's been forever since I've played Operation. So I can't wait to open this up, kind of see what her reaction is. She's 5. So this is, I know it says ages 6+, but we're going to get her started early. You know, have her be a surgeon when she grows up. Who knows? Moving on, we know this magazine. We love it. We have it. It seems like every other pickups video, but Retro Gamer is definitely a classic, and this one is a doozy. It has a Final Fantasy XII, a 30th anniversary special for Final Fantasy retrospective. Really good issue. I've actually read this cover to cover. I got it a while back. We haven't made a video. I wanted to get some more stuff to have a bigger video, but had a lot of good time reading this. A great retrospective. Final Fantasy is one of my favorite franchises. I grew up with it. I'm always going to stick with it through the thick and thin. I'm going to be there. I definitely recommend Retro Gamer as usual, but this one may be my favorite issue that they've ever come out with. I mean, great stuff. All right, I'll take a little drink here and then talk a little bit, wax a little nostalgic about this one. Very excited that I found this. Not quite complete in box. I need to find the actual instruction manual for it, but we got ourselves a beautiful black label copy of Final Fantasy IX. And I mean, the box is in great shape. It has all the discs. Oddly enough, so this is a black label version, and I believe, someone correct me if I'm wrong on this, I believe it is the greatest hits discs. So it's this weird like hybrid thing, because it's the all silver kind of see-through disc. It's not white label. I'm trying to think of what the original Final Fantasy IX release was, but just really interesting. It did come with the Play Online advertisement. I hated Play Online strategy guide for Final Fantasy IX. I couldn't stand it. I was upset that they put it in here. And I actually had to go and do some research because I thought, you know, I picked this up because I thought this was the only thing that came in the box. But no, it actually does have an instruction manual that this version did not come with. But everything else was so pristine and in such great shape that I had to pick it up. It's a classic game. If you haven't played Final Fantasy IX, go on Steam. It's on there. Just, it's almost a flawless game. Some of the battles, they take a little while to get into. They just draw out a little bit, in my opinion. But the characters, music, the setting, all stunning. Definitely a classic, a bona fide classic. You have to add it to your collection. Really glad that I have the black label copy. And now it can sit on the shelf all pretty. And then whenever I want to bust out the PS2, we have something to go after it with. So we had a Final Fantasy magazine. We got Final Fantasy IX. And then got me a good old copy of Final Fantasy Tactics War of the Lions for the PSP. Highly recommended. This, for a lot of people, is considered a perfect video game. And I would be kind of right there with them. This is an absolute classic what is there to say about Final Fantasy Tactics? They have a mobile version of this now. It originally came out on PS1. Then they did the War of the Lions reboot on PSP. This version got ported to phones. So if you have an iPhone or a Galaxy or whatever, you can actually go in the store and buy it. I think it's kind of expensive, though, on the phone. I actually probably got this cheaper than I got that. There's also a few Final Fantasy Tactics games. One for the Game Boy Advance called Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. And then there's one for the DS called Final Fantasy Tactics Advance 2, Grimoire of the Rift, or something like that. And just this series, this sub-series of Final Fantasy, they're all outstanding. Amazing games. Oddly enough, with the Final Fantasy IX, we had the original box and everything with the greatest hits version of the disc, or what I believe to be the greatest hits version of the disc. Wouldn't you know it, we have complete in-box version of the Black Label with the greatest hits version of the UMD. How does that happen? 2 different places, 2 different sellers. Oh well. But hey, it's a copy of the game. It's an absolute delight. I got my PSP right here. Oh, it's still plugged in. I got my PSP right here charging up. Because I am going to be digging into this. So, got it right there. I mean, this is a match made in heaven. Good stuff. God, it's such a good game. And now for the import part of the pickups. It seems we always have at least like one import game. Maybe not on every episode so far, but on a vast majority of them. And I'm really getting into collecting for the Super Famicom and getting games that either I have played and loved here in North America, and we're just getting the complete in-box cheaper Super Famicom version, like we got Tactics Ogre over there, and also Breath of Fire 2 from some past pickup videos. And this one is one I'm so excited to add to my collection. The sequel to this game we've talked about at length before, and it may be one of my favorite games ever made. I bet if I make a top 5 games of all time, it's going to be on that list. But I never played the true original release of Star Ocean. So this is Super Famicom only. Square Enix did bring out a version of this game, kind of a reboot on the PSP, called Star Ocean: The First Departure, which I do recommend. But what they did is they used the Star Ocean 2 engine and graphics and kind of gameplay style, and just ported the text and, you know, the characters and stuff and scenarios from the first game into that engine, which is awesome, and it's a great way to play it because Star Ocean 2 is one of my favorite games ever made. But I want to play the original. I've heard this game is stunning. It's truly a powerhouse on the Super Famicom. It pushes it to the limit. This is a true complete in-box copy of Star Ocean. I'm very excited to own this, as I've never played this version. We're going to hit it up on the Retron 5. I already got the official translation patch for it. So we will be able to play this in English. I'm super excited to dig in. Very, very happy to get it complete in box. I might be collecting every Star Ocean game complete in box, even including Blue Sphere for the Game Boy Color, I believe. Now, a lot of people know about that one. That's a deep cut right there, kids. Anyways, Star Ocean, oh, soft spot for it. I can't wait to start playing this. It's going to be a good time. All right, last but certainly not least, we looked at the games. We looked at even like a board game. We looked at magazines. And I'm always happy whenever I can get a new system. But, you know, right now we're kind of in that middle ground of, do we want retro systems? Do we want older systems? Do we want to start doing that and collecting for it? Or do we want kind of to keep up with the current trends and things like that? And this is definitely a current trend pick. But today I picked me up a new Nintendo 2DS XL. Now, oddly enough about this, I have my 3DS, my original 3DS XL, right here. I love it. This thing is... Oh, camera's out of focus. I play this thing almost every night. I mean, right now, I'm playing Pokemon X, and then I have a copy of Pokemon Black 2 in the system. I have a Monster Hunter, Bravely Default. I mean, tons and tons of games. I do think that the 3DS, and if you count the DS library and the 3DS library, the best handheld ever made. I mean, You can come at me with another pick, but you'd be wrong. Unbelievable library that you can play on this thing. The only catch is they came out with what was called the new 3DS, which added, kept the 3D, but it added an analog stick. Like, so now it has 2 analog sticks. And then they added, it was a better speaker, stuff like that. But the processor was better, so it was faster, it ran games better. And then it had better internet. It could do better download speeds, wireless speeds. It was just newer technology. So it was one of those that I never got the new Nintendo 3DS. I just have my OG gangster right here. But then they announced the new Nintendo 2DS. The one feature I never really use on the 3DS that I own is the 3D. I don't really turn it on. I play it in the house. I'm playing it in bed, like right before I go to sleep. I never really use the 3D. Sometimes I would turn it on, look at a cutscene like, hey, that looks cool, and then just shut it off after about like 5 seconds. But the new Nintendo 2DS is more affordable. It has all the additional horsepower. It has the extra C-stick. It has the better wireless. I do know that the speaker isn't as good, but I always have the sound off. I know I'm a weird like case study in owning these. I don't really use these as a portable system per se. Like I might take them on road trips, but I never play them on the way somewhere. I always play them when I get there, like before bed, something like that. Or if like we have a rainy day, boring day, I can just sit on the couch, play a game. And one of the real reasons why is that additional thumbstick, because I'm wanting to get into Monster Hunter, and playing Monster Hunter on the original 3DS XL is kind of a pain, because you control your character with the actual thumbstick, but then you control the camera with the directional pad, and they're part of the same deal. Like in your hand, you'd use the same hand to do it, or you'd have to use the touch screen on a digital version of the D-pad. It was really clunky. There may be a way to change it, but I didn't ever find out how. But with the new Nintendo 2DS, I'm able to use that thumbstick, the other additional little nub of a thumbstick, as the camera control. And I think that's going to be a world of difference. I think it's going to be a lot more fun to play, a lot more engrossing. But there's one game, 2 games, that I really wanted to get that additional C-stick for. I call it a C-stick, thumbstick, and whatever you want to call it, the little nub. The 2 main games. One is the port of Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater, because that was one of the first games that used that analog stick attachment on the original 3DS, and the 3DS XL. And then Xenoblade. Xenoblade Chronicles only worked on the new Nintendo 3DS, and I was so bummed because I had this, right? But I couldn't play it. I had to go buy a whole new system just to play one game, and I was like, oh, I don't want to spend, however much money on literally something I already have, because it demanded too much processing power. I couldn't, even if I got the C-stick attachment, the thumbstick attachment, it still wouldn't run because the original 3DS wasn't strong enough. And I was so bummed. Oh man, because that's such a great game. I played it on the Wii, loved it. Plays a lot like Final Fantasy XII. If you haven't played Xenoblade Chronicles, please do yourself a favor, go play it. But now with the new Nintendo 2DS XL, I can finally play Xenoblade sitting in my jammies on the couch, drinking a beer. Amazing. I'm super excited. I'm looking to track a copy down right now. Like whenever I bought this, I went by 2 stores. I was like, do you guys have Xenoblade? No? Dang it. So we're on the hunt for that. So something tells me next pickups video, we're going to have Xenoblade Chronicles 3D. I just feel it, But that's it for me, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is there any cool stuff you picked up? Is there any stuff I should keep my eye out on, especially with this new Nintendo 2DS XL? I mean, I'm taking a look at Fantasy Life. They have 3 or 4 Monster Hunter games on the 3DS/2DS XL. A lot of fun stuff. It's such a great system. I can't wait. The great thing is, all the stuff that I've already played on here, I'm going to do the transfer tonight. So I'm going to take some footage of both systems, of course, but then I'm actually going to do the save data transfer from this OG and put him into retirement. Mwah, you're good, Bubba. God bless you. But it's time to move on. It's time to get a little fancier. So I'm excited about that. We're going to do the transfer. We're going to get some hands-on, and then I might talk about it in another video, kind of that transfer process and that type of stuff. But yeah, let me know what you think. Hit me up on Twitter, twitter.com/CommieToHobo. Hit me up on Facebook, facebook.com/CommieToHobo. Of course, go to Twitch. We're Twitch affiliate now. We played some PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds last night. It was a lot of fun. We actually did okay. We got top 10 on a game and top like 20-ish on the other ones. So, okay, we're doing okay. But come check us out there at twitch.tv/CommieToHobo. And of course, head over to KamiLog.com for all the show notes, past archives, podcasts, everything you could ever want and dream about. But I need to get this going, this little update going. I need to start playing Operation, fix BB-8. We got the Final Fantasies, we got the Star Oceans, we got the Monster Hunters. Oh my god. But you guys take care. We're going to see you guys next time here on another edition of KamiLog. Pickups and recent purchases. Peace.